Hi, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Lindsay from The Homey Life, and today I wanted to just do a walkthrough of our 1 acre property. Now, it is going to be noisy because there are cars, like right now, that's going by. We're on a 1 acre, there's always cars going by, there's always somebody mowing, there's always some sort of noise, so I'm very sorry about that, but I can't seem to stop people from making noise. So, I hope it's not too disruptive to the video, but I'm at the front of our property now, and I thought I'd just walk through, show you what we're working with so you can see how it looks now, and hopefully there'll be a major difference throughout the months and weeks and everything that I can show you. So I'll tell you what our plans are along the way, and maybe you have something similar already that you're working on. So let's give it a go. So when we bought this property, it did not have a front fence. So my husband built this front fence because they were going to charge us $3.5 grand, and it wasn't even for this type of fencing. It was for way cheaper fencing. A fence like this would have cost us $5,000 to $6,000. So he built it himself, and this is the very front of our property. From here, this is the view from the road. So first thing we did is actually cut some of the really big dangerous trees. So the trees near the front where you can still see the logs. We have gum trees and certain trees that like to just drop over here in Australia. So we made sure to get rid of them, as we have 3 kids and 2 of them are mobile. One of them is strapped onto me right now. And obviously we don't want any sort of branches just falling off randomly and hitting them. So we got rid of some of the really big ones. We still have the logs here, which we are using for garden beds, and we have mulched a few of them, as you can see here. And we'll be using that on our garden beds and have already used quite a bit of it as well. So in this front part, we plan on actually end up fencing it off up to like that line. You can pretty much see that line, which is just across there. We want to end up fencing this off and having a few sheep. Like, I would like to have 2 female and 1 male, but we'd probably just start off with 1 female and 1 male and see how we go. And we plan on adding a fairly decent size like pond in the middle over there. So I'll just walk up and you can see what this whole thing looks like. Yeah, lots of logs. It's not the prettiest. Slowly getting moved. He is doing a pile over there, as you see. He's pushing them all together so they can break down. He's going to be adding soil on top as well as a lot of the mulch, and he wants to eventually plant like trees into it. So that will end up being, we kind of want to turn this into like a little rainforesty area over here. So put a lot of like rainforest types of fruit trees and things like that. Over here, well, currently we just have like a kid's obstacle just for fun, but we'll be getting rid of that and adding in hopefully a decent size pond or even like a dam, because we also want to get ducks. So we want to add that over here for them and utilize that, and then the sheep can drink from that as well. So that's our plan there. So we'll be fencing off just past that tree right here, where you can kind of see a little ridge. And my husband did that because of the rain. So it's very important to look at where you get a lot of water coming from, because it will wash away your trees, your soil. Then you know where to plant. We have some nice trees there. I really like them. They just grew randomly. But those come and go very quickly. They'll come and then they drop. They're just nitrogen fixing trees. So we'll leave those there for now. Now over here, because of the rain and we're on a bit of a slope, it literally, if it rains heavy, it just comes and washes everything. So he ended up putting like a little clay mound around here. He even put like a tube that goes through with dirt. Now we had a lot of rain, so it covered it too, but there's a tube there and it goes all the way through here, all the way to another little garden area that he has started. It's not done because we just have thrown a bunch of trees and logs, and when he mows, all of that kind of goes over here into this section so it can break down. And that's where the water comes, gets filtered into these rocks that we just had, and will go straight into here. So this will be another garden bed. Currently the only thing we have planted is, I have some sweet potatoes which aren't doing amazing, but I didn't expect them to. But we also have some raspberry, and the raspberry is starting to take off. It's actually looking really, really good. We will be adding more, and along these ridges we'll add some more trees too, as we want more privacy. Like, people can just see straight into our house. So more privacy would always be nice. Now just over here, my husband's starting to build a chicken coop. So it's not done yet. Honestly, it's been sitting there for a couple months now. So I'm hoping he will finish it soon because he decided to instead paint the house. So he got that going. But now he has just finished painting the outside of the house and he's finishing painting the inside as it was really bad. And I'll see if we have some photos so you can kind of see how it looked. But it really desperately needed a paint job. It was like starting to show wood. That's how badly it needed a paint job. The gardens were really, really bad. We've started to fix them. These are actually going to get moved out because we're going to put this whole area here. It's going to be raised garden beds. So we are going to be stripping this. We're going to have raised garden beds. There's a chicken coop. We're going to have a run. We're going to still fence even the garden off so the chickens can eventually run out from their run through here and then just have a good time running around the lawn. But all of this will actually eventually end up going as we're going to have rows upon rows of garden beds and trellises is our plan right on both sides of the chicken coop. So that is a future plan. And not too late in the future either. Hopefully within another couple of months, we will have those up and going, along with the chicken run, as I really want to get chickens soon. I don't know, it's like having a homestead, you have chickens. It just feels like that. It is going into winter though, so we're not in a super rush of getting chickens or having to have this get done. It's not the priority at the moment. But here, so you can just kind of see, we will be painting the outside of this white, but you want it to have like airflow. We have 4 of the little homes built, and we'll be doing another 4 here. Just a bit of a roof on the top, and he'll be doing some steps down and fencing that off. My husband made this herb spile, and I just love it. It's only not that big. It's still small, but it's so beautiful, and I love it, and it has so much growing in it. So we have like oregano and shallots, parsley, thyme, rosemary, basil. There's some borage. I have a little sage growing right there, some flowers, coriander, some beautiful marigolds we planted, and dill. So we grew some of these from seeds and some of them from little tiny seedlings. And it's rained a lot, so we do need to change the water, but that's a frog pond. So this will be like our feature to our whole garden that we want to do on either side of the chicken coop. And we've cleaned out these beds because the beds were really, really disgusting. So we have tried to make them look better. I'll see if I have some pictures of how they kind of looked. They were just overgrown and not mulched, not taken care of. And when we do get our raised beds, which is hopefully in the near future, we actually dug a hole and filled it with rocks along the way. We've had heaps and heaps of rain, so a lot of the grass has overgrown, but we'll just have to pull that back. It should be pretty easy because all of this is just rock. When we put our raised beds, we're going to be loading it then with hay at the bottom. Then we're going to add the soil, and then we're going to, on top of that, we're going to add mulch and put our plants. And what the thought is that we get a lot of rain and we're on a slope. The rain will go into there. When it fills up, hopefully we'll keep everything nice and moist in our beds. When it fills up, we will be then letting it kind of strain down and go to our next bed, and then go to our next bed, and go to our next bed, all the way downhill. So it's kind of like a swale system happening through our beds is the idea, and it will keep everything hopefully quite nice and moist, so we're not constantly watering, and just hopefully be very beautiful. Now, at the front of the house, this is all going to change too. We've already changed it heaps, but at the moment we've been utilizing the beds while we have. So this is still very overgrown, but I've planted a few things in them just have things going. Like my beans are starting to die down because it is a change in season. So it's changing from the whole summer crops to winter. So now all of this is becoming in shade. My husband painted the house. There was this hideous old ugly door that was sitting here that we've moved out. There were more beds that weren't really taken care of. They just had these big huge like bushy flower things. My tomatoes have gone pretty crazy. So we're actually going to take all of that out, and my husband wants to do an aquaponic system here along this whole front with fishes that will eventually then feed into our garden as well. So that is later down the track. We're going to first get the garden beds and the chickens and the fencing down, hopefully for the ducks and dams, all that kind of stuff sorted first. But we are looking at doing an aquaponics system in this front area and adding a carport over here with water tank, so we just have more water to use for our gardens. I really want to create more privacy, so I want to add as many trees as we can all along the fence lines, all along the front, all along the sides. We do have quite a few fruit trees at the moment. Some were already here that we've really tried to take care of because none of the fruit trees were looking really great. We have our lemon, which my husband has like pruned, and actually he needs to reprune it, and mulched. Our mulberry is now starting to die off just because it is winter, and it will come, oh, it's not winter yet, but it will be winter soon. It will come back beautiful during the spring. So that's our mulberry tree here, which is starting to do really well. We have also been pruning this one and mulching. All of our trees we've been pruning and mulching. We only just got this grape, so hopefully the grape will grow really nicely. We have a grapefruit. The fig is just starting to take off. And we have lots of frangipanis. We currently have some garden beds here that were already here that we just kind of utilized. But once again, it is change of season, so things are dying back, and I'm going to be replanting. So hopefully in the next video you'll see a nice, robust, beautiful garden. But right now it's kind of dead and ugly. I didn't really want to make the video to show you that, but you can just see how it is in the real form. And over here next to the shed, I want to add that into a garden bed of flowers. Sunflowers and all these beautiful flowers just along there. I think with that beautiful red in the background would just make it look so nice. Now we plan on adding way more fruit trees just everywhere we can. At the moment we have some limes, we have oranges, we have mandarins over there, we got acerola, grapefruit, we got some papayas. We got 2 different types of papayas and several bananas. So we got like Cavendish, red ones, and blue javas, which I am most excited for. I've never tried them before, but they're blue banana, and apparently from the inside it's like a creamy vanilla taste, and I just think that sounds amazing. So blue javas, I can't wait for those to grow. And yeah, my husband's really proud of his corn. Yeah, he has 1 corn. He was very excited though to grow some corn. And this is a garden bed that we have made. This before, if I wish I took a photo, they had this hideous like red top of a van thing that they were using for a chicken coop. So yeah, it was rusty, dirty, and gross. And we got rid of all of like this old wire and just stuff they had. So in here, we had thrown a lot of camel poo, and there's at the very bottom is cardboard boxes, camel poo, and then heaps of mulch. And we've only just thrown seeds not that long ago, so it doesn't look amazing. I've got some zucchinis at the moment growing. We've got some corn going. I've got some greens growing. Not a whole bunch more that you can see at the moment, but we do have plans. Once again, hopefully in another like month or so, I'll show you an update and it will be way more abundant. He also planted a heap of fava beans, yes. So there are a lot of fava beans that have just sprouted over here. We're going to be extending this all along, pretty much down to where you can see all that wood. That's our neighbor's house. So we're going to be extending that all along to near the end, where we're going to add a greenhouse. So I can't wait for the greenhouse. That will be very exciting. This is actually where we've been composting. We did have a box. The box is starting to rot. We weren't too fussed about that. We just wanted a pile for now to get things going, and we've gotten a lot of compost out of it. If you hear snoring, it's my baby sleeping on me, by the way. We got passion fruit, which we're going to also be raising that up so it can be happier, but it has spread ridiculously. Actually, it was very small when we got it. It's spreading really well now. All of this is going to be gardens. This is something else my husband did, was when it rains, we get a lot of water through here, and it kind of just sits and gets really squishy and muddy and gross. So he just dug it out and filled it with rocks, and now it will go and it actually feeds into our garden bed over there, the water. So it travels down. So we just always try to look where your water goes on your property and plan it so you can have it go to your garden bed, so you're just watering less. We have this, I love our little strawberry box with marigolds. He just picked this crate up for free and threw some cardboard to line it and filled it up with some soil and mulch. and threw some strawberries in it. So they're really starting to just take off right now. I think you can see a couple of the strawberries. There are a few in there, and they're hiding. My kids love strawberries, and I love them too. So that's the plan with this. This will still be garden beds. All of this will be garden bed on the floors, not raised beds. We're going to have a greenhouse here, and we will be adding probably about another 2 to 3 more tanks over here to make our house go off grid. So the ones that we currently have, they already came with the house. My husband's been digging because he's going to flatten this area out to put more garden beds. And he's been using that top soil where you saw our fruit trees before. He's been making mounds with that soil to plant our trees in. So we plan on doing a really nice orchid. And that's our compost tea, by the way. So we just throw a lot of that's filtered water. This is from the rain tanks, and when it rains and all of weeds and things like that get thrown into here. And when we want to nourish our trees or plants, we just come in here, grab some, and dilute down with some of the rainwater, and voila, off we go. So yeah, these tanks, I just had a look, they're 9,000 liters. So yeah, we're gonna get way bigger tanks, and I plan along all through here. I really thought, I'm gonna try and grow ginger and turmeric, like just utilize one of these spots. As I read that ginger and turmeric do not like really sunny spots, but they like moist spots, and this is very moist. It doesn't get a whole lot of sun, so I thought, why not, just use every little crevice you can find. So it is going into winter now though, so I'm gonna have to probably wait until it's actually going into spring to do that, but that is a plan. So use all your little nooks and crannies and spaces for whatever you can use, so whatever you can do. So ginger and turmeric is what I plan on putting here. So we've been here for a year so far, and it's been mostly like just cleaning up the house, fixing things around the house, as there were lots to clear, lots to clean, lots to fix, lots of painting. It's been mostly that kind of stuff. Fixing up some of the garden beds it's hard to describe. I wish I would have took more photos, and doing the fence and things like that. But now this year we plan on really focusing more on growing trees, making it more abundant, going off grid, things like that. So I thought, now that it's going to hopefully get more exciting, I'll share those things with you. And yeah, we'll just see how it goes. So I want to share with you our journey, and real time too. So see how things actually go according to plan. So you can see what works, what doesn't work, how long things can actually take when my husband is working full-time and I'm full-time with the 3 kids. I homeschool and cook and clean and do all that kind of stuff. So I do 2 videos a week, and I share things about our growing homestead and journey along with cooking from scratch. So I do a lot of cooking from scratch from home. I do a lot of sourdough and fermenting, and I love sharing. When I have created a good recipe, I love to share it. So you can expect those kind of things from me, along with healthy just lifestyle, like making my own laundry detergent and making your own products. It's something I really want to do more of and dig more into. So those are things I hope to share with you as well. I'll see you guys again soon, and have a lovely day. Bye.